Hello, it's Susan, and today I want to talk to you about how to utilize Co-Writer with your students. So one of the first things I want you to do, and we're going to be following along on the screen, so I'll be looking at you some and I'll also be looking at the screen. I want you to open up a tab and just Google. So Google's on the tab, so if you just open up just like this, hit the tab, Google will open up. And then you'll notice that you have your apps over here in the left-hand corner. And then you'll go over here to the right and you'll have your other index, your Google index. So I call this the black and white waffle, and I call this the multicolored waffle. If you look up here, this is my extension toolbar. And somewhere along in this extension toolbar, after you have downloaded the Co-Writer extension, this cloud will show up. And you can see when I hover on that, it does say Co-Writer. So that's what you're going to be looking for on your students' devices. If your students already have changed the background on their screen, or if there are like some vision accessibility additions that you have made, this cloud may not look black. It may be white. In the case of one student, it's white with a little blue dot. So in order to get to that, I want you to go over here to the App Store and click on that. And you can see that this screen opens up, and these are all of my apps and my extensions. And I will click on the web store. And once I click on the web store, I'm going to search for Co-Writer. And click. And I found that when I was looking for this, I did have an extension and an app. I downloaded both of them just in case, but I think you also can get to where you need to be with just using the extension. So this is the one you want. It's the Co-Writer extension. It is pink. And right over here, you can see that I have already downloaded because that's why it says rate it. But you will have a button that will look like this blue button, and it will say add to Chrome. So you will click on that blue button, and then you will download that. And then it will appear up here in your extensions. Now, if it doesn't appear up in your extensions, that means you have a lot of extensions. So you'll go here, and then you'll go into more tools, and then you can find your extensions in here. And you can also remove any extensions that you're not wanting to use. So let's go back. I'm going to go ahead and show you how to open this. So if I click on this, this may or may not change for you. So it's changing for me since I have used it, and it's turning purple. And I believe on some students' devices it turns a red or a different color, depending on how their screen is set up. But it's turning purple for me. But in order for me to get that to work, I have had to right-click. Now on a Chromebook, you just take your two fingers and you just put it on your keypad and you tap. And it is something that does take a little bit of practice to get it to work, but this is what you should see when you get it to right click. And when you click on this, it opens the extension. And that seems to tell our devices that it's supposed to start working. So we had to do this, we had to go through all of this to get it to work. So the next thing we did, we opened another tab and we went into Docs. So I'm just going to go into docs.google.com, or you can open up Docs however. You can go into your index. That just happened to be the quickest for me. And I open up a document. It's an untitled document, so I can name it whatever I want. You can see that it is looking to help me out here.
Co.
And it is also, see, it's
Co-Writer.
So it's reading it to me as well.
In.
So I can go back here and I can start in saying, okay, the starry-eyed.
Starry-eyed.
Woman. With the
baby.
Okay. So it's reading to me what I need, and it's also helping me to kind of plan ahead. So it's predicting what I might write. Now, one of the questions was with a certain student that is using this is that that student's sight was not very good and needed maybe the screen enlarged. So maybe some help accessibility with the site. So you can hit your control button, which is on your Chromebook, and it's also on your desktop. So it's in the bottom left-hand corner. Hit your control button, and then find your plus sign. So click your control plus, and it brings your screen up so that it's larger. So if your student was having issues, you can make that larger. When you are ready to bring it back to normal, you hold the control down and you click back to where your screen was. So it brings it smaller. This is basically how you use CoWriter, and if you have any questions, just don't hesitate to ask me. It's Susan, and my email, you can find it very easily. So have a great day, and thanks for watching.
And